Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 12. I am Janice Cobham coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Bola Tinubu signs bill unifying retirement age for judicial officers. Rep step down 543.6 billion naira judgment debt payments. Plus, local Ukrainian commander Prokudin says Kherson flood water levels fall following dam collapse. We'll bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Many thanks for joining us on the news at 12. First in the news this afternoon is from the national scene, where President Bola Tinubu has assented to a constitutional amendment bill bringing uniformity to the retirement age and pension rights of judicial officers. A statement signed by the State House Director of Information, Abiodun Oladunjoye, said with the signing of the constitutional amendment bill, retirement age and pension rights of judicial officers have been effectively brought into uniformity and other related matters. While signing the amendment bill into law, President Bola Tinubu pledged his administration's dedication to strengthening the judiciary, ensuring the rule of law, and empowering judicial officers to execute their responsibilities effectively. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has tasked lawmakers to put the nation first and downplay party politics in the discharge of their duties. He has also called on the lawmakers to work together to choose good leaders in the 10th National Assembly. Tinubu said this when he met a joint session of the National Assembly comprising senators and members of the House of Representatives across all parties at the State House Conference Center, Abuja. The meeting is one of several engagements between the president and lawmakers, even as the 10th NAS gets inaugurated on June 13. Member-elects for the Ningi Waji Federal Constituency in Bauchi State, Adamu Ranga, told newsmen that although the president did not voice support for any of the candidates vying for the Senate or House of Representative leadership, he called for a united front. According to reports, Vice President Kashim Shettima, Senate President Ahmed Lawan, and Speaker of the House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila were also present at the meeting. Away from that now, the federal government has declared Monday, June 12, as a public holiday in commemoration of June 2023 Democracy Day celebration. The federal government made this known in a statement issued by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Interior, Oluwatoyin Akinlade. While congratulating Nigerians on the occasion, Akinlade stated that the country's democratic journey has encountered stormy and smooth sails, just like many other climes, but that the ship of the state, its institutions, and most importantly, the Nigerian people have remained steadfast on the tenets of democratic governance. The statement added that Nigerians and friends of Nigeria are invited to appreciate the process that has been made, celebrate the milestones covered, and look forward to a better future for the country's democracy. From the Green Chambers now, the House of Representatives has wound down without approving the loan request by the immediate past President Muhammadu Buhari for the federal government to pay some judgment debts totaling approximately 543.6 billion naira. The chairman of the House Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management, Ahmed Danyabu, laid the report on the presidential request, but the lawmakers resolved that work had not been concluded on it and stepped down its consideration till the 10th House. Recall that the former president had last month, at the twilight of his administration, written to the National Assembly to seek approval for payment of judgment debts owed by the government to the tune of $566.8 billion, £98.5 billion, and 226.3 billion naira, according to Buhari, in a letter addressed to the former President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, and former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila. The government will make the payment through the issuance of promissory notes. We move now to education, where the National Universities Commission, NUC, will be issuing provisional licenses to 21 private universities today. The NUC disclosed this in a notice, saying the temporary license is issued to newly established universities while they are under probation. Reports say Nigeria has witnessed an increase in the number of private universities. Recall that as of May 16, 2023, the federal government under former President Muhammadu Buhari approved the establishment of 37 new private universities, bringing the total number of private universities in the country to 148. And meanwhile, the West African Examination Council, WAEC, says it has identified 56 rogue website operators involved in examination malpractice since the start of its ongoing West African Senior School Certificate examination for schools candidates. The head of the National Office of Counsel, Patrick Aregan, disclosed this on the sidelines of a monitoring exercise he carried out in some schools in Lagos. He also said that no fewer than 20 schools officials allegedly aiding and abetting examination malpractice had so far been arrested and handed over to the police. Aregan added that the council had complied the number of arrests made all over the country so far and would ensure justice was served. And back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Umoino yesterday met with President Bola Tinubu at the State House Abuja on a scheduled courtesy visit. During the meeting, the governor congratulated the president for his assumption of office and conveyed the best wishes of Akwa Ibom people to the president. President Tinubu, who displayed a deep knowledge of Akwa Ibom State in his response, said he was very happy to receive Pastor Enno, adding that he will support the Arise agenda of Governor Enno's administration. And speaking to State House correspondent after the courtesy visit, Governor Ino said he was on a mission to build political and economic bridges for the good of Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria. According to Governor Ino, he used the opportunity to also brief the president on the progress made in Akwa Ibom State so far and solicited his support and that of the federal government for the completion of the Ibom Deep Sea Port project, the Calabar-Itu Road, and the Export Free Zone license for the maintenance, repairs and operations MRO hangar at the Victor Ota International Airport, Uyo, which is the only MRO in West Africa. The governor therefore stressed that he was committed to bringing the dividends of democracy and good governance to the people of Akwa Ibom State. We now move to Africa, where the Sudanese government has declared that the UN envoy to the country, Volker Perthes, is welcome in Sudan. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs said in a statement that the government of the Republic of Sudan has notified the Secretary General of the United Nations of the declarations of Perthes. Reports say the head of the Sudanese Armed Forces and Sudan's de facto leader, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, recently accused Perthes of stalking the country's conflicts. Still in Africa now, the biggest strawberry ever to come to auction has been sold in New York for a record sum of just under $35 million. Reports say the stone, a whopping 55.22 carats, was discovered last year in mine in Mozambique. Sotheby's, who auctioned the gem, described it as a once-in-a-lifetime jewel. The same auction also saw a record sum achieved for a pink diamond gem from Botswana, described as a fancy purplish pink stone, sold for $35 million. On the foreign scene now, the head of the Kherson Region Military Administration, Alexander Pekodin, has said that water levels in the flooded area of the Kherson region have dropped overnight. Pekodin said on average, the water level on the west bank of the Dnipro River is 5.38 meters, 10.7 feet, and in Kherson City, it is 5.35 meters. The local commander reiterated calls for affected residents to flee for safety. He added that 3,000 624 houses in 32 settlements of the Kherson region have been flooded, 2,252 people have been evacuated, and 550 animals have also been evacuated. Still on the foreign scene now, Japan has enacted an immigration law today, allowing the government to deport failed asylum seekers despite pushbacks from opposition parties and rights groups. Until the revised legislation was passed, applicants could stay in Japan during the decision process, regardless of the number of attempts they made to secure refugee status. The Justice Minister Ken Saito said the revised law will protect those who must be protected while strictly dealing with people who have violated rules, noting that refugees can now be deported after 3 rejections. Recall that last year, Japan accepted 202 refugees out of some 12,500 applicants and separately allowed 1,760 people to remain in the country due to humanitarian considerations. And still to come in the news. Arsenal to make club record £90 million offer for Declan Rice. Do stay with us.
Your attention, please.
Uyo, listen up. Evil Air is turning 4, and we are turning up. With a first of its kind drive-in cinema featuring our world record breaker Hilda Bassi live in Uyo, Nollywood stars Ime Bishop, Iniedo, and Chidi Mokeme. Also featuring Kenny Black, Dan Dizzy, Ibaudo, and lots more performances. Side attractions include stunts by bikers and BMW Club. There'll be live painting and graffiti wall. It's a cruise party. Date is Friday, 9th of June 2023. Venue is a Compact Tropicana Entertainment Center, Uyo. Time, red carpet and main event 5 p.m. while the movie is 8 p.m. prompt. Proudly supported by Guinness, BMW, Jameson Irish Whiskey, Cold Stone, Tropicana Mall, Ibom Icon Hotel and Golf Resort, Domino's Pizza, DreamWorks Direct, Iwalewa Art Gallery, and many more. This event is strictly by invitation. Stay tuned to this platform and all Ibom Air's social media platforms for more information. Ibom Air, flying forward. This event is powered by Clola Media.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people, but there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTime's DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Thanks for still being there. Now to the rest of the stories. On the business news, all marketers are currently converting some of their trucks to start supplying gas to filling stations in order to dispense compressed natural gas (CNG) to vehicles that run on gas. Reports say that about 800 tankers that formerly transported petrol to filling stations were being converted by marketers to start moving gas to retail outlets. The marketers also told newsmen that they were now collating CNG dispensing pumps in selected filling stations that dispense premium motor spirits (PMS), popularly called petrol. They stated that the move gained momentum after the halt in PMS subsidy by the federal government following the announcement by President Bola Tinubu on May 29, 2023 that subsidy is gone. Recall that the federal government had been pushing for the use of CNG by motorists as against the widespread consumption of PMS. Gas, according to operators, was not only cheaper than subsidized petrol, but was cleaner and very abundant in Nigeria. The national president, Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, Chinedu Okonkwo, said some of his members have started signing up to dispense gas at their stations, as well as the collocation of gas in their outlets. And still in business now, Nigeria, Egypt, and South Africa were responsible for 65% of Africa's gross domestic product slowdown. The report, which was titled Re-Imaging Economic Growth in Africa, Turning Diversity into Opportunity, stated that Africa's GDP by 2019 should have reached $3 trillion, not 2.6 trillion naira dollars, if the three countries had maintained their growth rates between 2000 and 2010. According to the firm, Africa is home to the world's youngest and fast-growing population, yet its economic performance has lagged. It noted that since 1990, the continent's GDP per capita had only grown by 1% annually, compared with India's 5% and China's 8%. We move now to health, where a senior lecturer at the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, College of Medicine, University of Lagos, Dr. Ochuwa Baba, has highlighted the dangers associated with untreated gonorrhea, especially in pregnancy, warning that it can lead to life-threatening complications in babies. Citing a study published in the Journal of American Sexually Transmitted Diseases Association, the consultant obstetrician and gynecologist said 50% of untreated maternal gonorrhea infections are transmitted to the neonates during birth. Dr. Baba noted that gonorrhea has a devastating impact on babies, especially for those that survive it, warning that it could cause eye and lower respiratory tract infection. Speaking in an interview with Newsmen, the maternal health expert said gonorrhea in pregnancy requires proper treatment to achieve full cure, adding that vaginal discharge is the most common symptom in women with the infection. And still in health now, the outbreak of Marburg virus disease in Equatorial Guinea has ended with no new cases reported over the past 42 days after the last patient was discharged from treatment. According to reports, the outbreak, which was declared on February 13, was the first of its kind in Equatorial Guinea. A total of 17 laboratories confirmed cases and 12 deaths were recorded. All the 23 probable cases reported died. 4 patients recovered from the virus and have been enrolled in a survivors program to receive psychosocial and other post-recovery support. In sports now, Arsenal will submit a club record of £19 million bid for West Ham United midfielder Declan Rice in the coming days. Arsenal are keen to sign Rice for their manager Mikel Arteta this summer, and the West Ham captain has been a top target for the Gunners. Recall that Rice led Ham to UEFA Europa Conference League glory on Wednesday night. Should West Ham accept the offer, Rice will become the most expensive signing in Arsenal's history. And still in sports now, Czech player Karolina Muchova became one of the lowest ranked players to reach the French Open Women's Final as she urged a thriller against Belarusian second seed Arina Sabalenka. Ranked 43rd in the world, Muchova won 7-6, 6-5, 6-7, 5-7, 7-5 after saving a match point at 5-2 in the decider. Muchova, 26, will play Polish top seed Iga Swiatek in Saturday's final. Defending champion Swiatek, 22, won 6-2, 7-6, 9-7 against Brazilian 14th seed Beatriz Haddad-Maia. Sabalenka's exit means Swiatek will remain world number 1, a position she has held for 62 consecutive weeks after she beat 27-year-old Haddad-Maia. And we move now to entertainment news, where Nigerian Afrobeat stars have made the nomination list for the 2023 BET Awards. Over the years, Nigerian superstars have been a recurring part of the BET Awards while dominating the African category and finally breaking into the main categories. The nominees for the 2023 BET Awards have been announced, and Nigerian megastar Burna Boy has earned multiple nominations, while Ira star Asake and Thames also earned nominations. And lastly, on entertainment, still on entertainment, Nigerian singer Seyi Vibes has released a new album titled Vibes Till Thy Kingdom Come. Since coming into the mainstream in 2022 with his hit single Change, Seyi Vibes has become one of the hottest artists whose music is defining Afrobeat's soundscape. Reports say that the album, in his third project in the space of 8 months, the album comes off the back of the release of the 2 tracks Amdala and Hit track he released last month. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do well to subscribe to your YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website at spectrumtv.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 12. My name is Janice Cobham. Do you have a good afternoon?